Did you know that your website visitors have an inert reaction to your site within 0.2 seconds of the page opening? They then spend another 2.6 seconds confirming or denying their initial impression. If your site is visually attractive, you'll make a good first impression and confirm it. But if it's not, it is very hard to change the initial impression and they'll probably move on. The design of your website and how the content is laid out plays a huge part when earning your visitors' trust and in getting them to stick around. A Compete.com research study showed that nearly 60% of users cite the design of a website as the most important factor in developing trust with the site owner. If your site looks poorly designed, they are much more likely to assume it's untrustworthy. And if your site and the content in it look like every other site out there, then there's a big chance that your website visitors will just quickly skim it and hit the back button without even giving you a chance. The way you present your content can make all the difference in the world. Google, which is the biggest content provider, knows this, and that's why they came up with the Google Web Fonts project. Google Fonts is an online repository of fonts that Google has the rights to and that any website owner can use freely on their sites. It provides a huge selection of high-quality fonts and font effects that will make the web less boring without slowing sites down. The only drawback is that integrating Google Fonts to WordPress sites requires some coding knowledge because you have to add some lines of code to the CSS of your site to call on the fonts. But most of us have a very basic knowledge of the code behind our sites, so we shouldn't be poking back there. And that's why Igor and I decided to create GFont plugin, so you can leverage this amazing resource in a simple point-and-click way and without having to mess around with code. So let me show you what this plugin can do. Okay, so once you upload the plugin and you activate it, you will just have to click here to go into the plugin's settings page. And here we have 3 tabs. Let's go through these tabs one by one. First, the Fonts tab. In this tab, you will see a list of all the 600 plus fonts that are currently in the Google Fonts project. As Google adds new fonts to the project, it'll be automatically added here. So here there are 2 ways you can find the font that better suits the theme of your site. You can go page by page, and these are sorted by popularity. So you can go page by page, and as you can see, there are fonts for every taste. The plugin has curly fonts or really dense fonts, really unique fonts like this one. So you can go to these pages one by one, and you would select the ones you want to use in your site. But as you can see, just by browsing around these few pages, there are really lots of cool fonts you can use to make your site more unique. Look like this one, or this one here. Really, the possibilities are endless. And if you have a specific font in mind, you would just put it here and search for it. That way, you don't have to go through 600 fonts to find yours. So let's say I'm looking for one that's called Prosto, this one here, Prosto. Hit search, and there it is. You just choose it. Once you're ready, you just delete it and hit enter. And all the fonts will appear again. So the next tab is the font effects. And here is a list of all the effects you can add to the fonts. So you see this one is really cool, the fire animation one, or the neon. The 3D is also really nice. So you would select here the font effects you want to use. And the third tab here is where you can select what fonts and font effects you want for the page titles, for the menu items, and for the widget titles. So let me show you the site as it is right now so I can better demonstrate this for you. So this is the site as it is right now. As you can see, it has the same old fonts as 99% of all the websites out there. And this is not really the theme developer's fault. The thing is that all WordPress themes come by default with the same old fonts like Arial, Verdana, or Helvetica. And this is because in order for a font to load in your browser, it must be installed in your PC. And that's why theme developers are limited to only using the most common ones. But that ends with this plugin. Let me show you. So we go back here, and we're gonna select how we want our menu items, our page titles, and our widget titles to look. So let's go here. We go, let me choose here Let me see. I want to choose different fonts so you can see the effect. We're gonna go here with Luckiest Guy. We're gonna, because these are the page titles, we're gonna use a 32 pixel size, and we're gonna use 3D effects. For the menu, we're gonna use Lobster 2. We're gonna go with let's say 22 pixel size, and neon. And for the widget titles, we're gonna go, you see the list is not so big here because here only appear the fonts that I chose in this tab here. So you don't see this all the 600 fonts, just the ones that I selected in this tab. So for the widgets, we're gonna use the Nosifier. We're gonna go with the 16 font size, and let's use Fire Animation. No, Fire Animation. Okay, and we save the settings. So let's see how the site looks right now. You see, totally different. This is how it was before, and this is after we applied the font changes. It looks like if it was an image, but it's not. It's text, and it won't slow your site down because all the fonts are served by Google servers, and they are stored in your visitor's browser's cache. So it won't slow your site down, and it will give it that uniqueness. You see here the title is like popping up of the page. The menu titles are like illuminated, and the widget titles are like on fire and dripping something there. So this is just to show you what can be done, but really the possibilities with all the combinations of the fonts and the effects are endless. Like, let's switch this around to see how it would look. Let's change this the page titles to fire. The menu items, let's do them 3D, and the widgets, let's do them neon. Okay, so we change the settings. Let's see how it looks. You see now our titles are on fire, and look how cool the menu titles look, like they are popping up. So you see what can be done. But I really liked it as it was before, so we're gonna change it back. So let's do this. The page titles, they were 3D. The menu items were neon, right? And the widget titles were fire. Yes, and as simple as that, we hit refresh, and we're back to as we had it before. So you see, you're no longer limited by fonts. You can give your site the look and feel that you want. And now let me show you how you can change the font and give some effects to the body text. Okay, so we're inside the post editor. Gfont plugin will install these 3 drop downs. This is where you can choose the font. These fonts here are the ones we chose in the font tab, in the plugin settings page. Here you can choose the font size, and here you can choose the effects. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this post. Right now the post looks like this, really plain, right? So let's see what we can do to fix it up. Let's choose the first section here, and let's go with, let me see what font, this one here. Okay, and let's do the pre-heading here the same as the title font. So it was Luckiest Guy. I'm gonna make it maybe size 20 or 21. The 3D, so it looks the same as the title of the page, and let's do the same for this section here. Okay, so we're gonna use this font here. Let's just preview it to see how it looks. Okay, much better, right? Much cooler. From this plain to this. This will get your visitors' attention because this is different. Okay, so let's see what else we can do. Let's try something different. Let's see. Let's choose another font type here. Make it big. Choose a different color. Oh, let me see, green, right? And let's try this. See how it looks. Let's refresh. Look at that. Really nice, right? Really different. Like if you were doing a post on battle tactics or gaming stuff or something like that, this will be really nice. But let's see what more we can do with this. Let's choose another section here. And maybe we can put it on fire. Right, let's choose, let me see what font will be good. Permanent marker, make it maybe 22, not too big, 21, and put it on fire. It's pretty nice, right? Let's see how it looks. Yeah, look at that. So this is just a small demo, but this plugin can really do a lot for your site. Really make it unique and different. Just take a look at this post. Really nice, really out of the ordinary. Posts like this will get your visitors engaged. Okay, so you have seen what this plugin can do and how it can definitely help you stand out and capture the attention of your visitors. gFont plugin can transform any WordPress website in just a few minutes and without having to mess around with your theme's CSS code. And it gives you so much versatility, you'll want to install it in all your sites. So please read below to find out how you can get your hands on this plugin at a special introductory price and start leveraging the power of web fonts today.